Oh, before we start this one, I'm gonna need y'all to take this in with me for a second. Take in the setting, look at the nature. Beautiful, overgrown, abandoned little building down here in St. Louis. Nature always wins, bro. She gonna balance everything out. No matter how much concrete we put down. Look at that. This all used to be a building. This is plush green. Yeah. Got wildflowers, big, beautiful plants. Big ass, beautiful plants, man. Got the graffiti, got the art throughout. Not much up there, it's kind of worn away, but yeah, man. This all used to be a building. Shit really beautiful. Get in nature. We're gonna start the vid. I love you. In this one, we're gonna talk about Mother Earth, the Big Mama, daughter of the big mama, the universe, and how she has manifested and birthed everything we need as humans here to survive. Everything on this earth was birthed by her or manifested by her for life here and its well-being. When she was just a rock floating through space, she manifested water, H2O, to freeze on her surface so the sun could heat this water, and her, using her molten core and the heat from the sun, could birth the start of life in the ocean. Not only did she manifest the water, she manifested the moon to move the water, making life more abundant for the surface of the earth, making life more abundant for creatures above and below the water. She knew how essential water would be to have life here, and she knew how essential having a moon would be for her children here, so she manifested them. In mammals, human beings, you and me, the moon is vital for our birth cycles, for female menstruation, and really for mammals and human reproduction. The moon is essential. It influences the birth cycle in fish and in ocean life, so making life more abundant and vibrant both on Earth and under the surface of the water. And it even influences the life cycle of birds and their melatonin, their sleep cycles, and the way they operate here, even though they like to stay up in the sky. Everything that has life on Earth is deeply rooted here, and she manifested an environment and birthed an environment for us to thrive. Unfortunately, humans, it's easy for us to recognize our maternal lineage as humans coming from humans, and where our unconditional love sources from other humans. But most of us are ignorant to the unconditional love and support that the earth has provided for us forever, even up until this point. Believe it or not, the earth is very conscious. She's conscious of everything that she's done, and she's conscious of your and I presence here. She works and flows in a way that supports and balances out everything here. You gotta understand that we're energy beings. Before the earth manifested her form and manifested water here so that she could harness the energy that is still here from the sun and that perfect environment for life, she possessed our energy. She possessed our consciousness before we possessed it as individuals. Our current condition of ignoring this deep connection to this home, our planet, has us dependent solely on ourselves and our own creations in order to try to fight for survival here on Earth, ignoring how supported we've always been through our entire lineage as human beings. This is why a lot of these creations that we've become dependent on, that focus on dominating nature and dominating the earth for our own survival, is kind of leading to our own downfall, because she works to balance everything out. There's so many of these machines, these systems that we've built and become dependent on for fear of our own self and in consideration of her and all she's provided for us, that have brought about so much destruction, not of other life on Earth, but really to ourselves. It's hard to deny things like global warming, climate change. Right now it's 90 degrees past 5 o'clock where I'm at in St. Louis. Growing up as a kid in the end of September, it was never 90 degrees at this time of year. Like, you could get a longer summer, but it ain't the Groundhog Day where it's just a week, 2 weeks no more. Like, it's an extended August now in the end of September where I live. And in drier, warmer climates, things are way worse. The Atlantic Northwest experienced a heat wave this year, 2021. It killed 600 more people than predicted based to all the other years when these areas have experienced some type of heat wave or just normal summertime heat. During that same week, only 60 people died from COVID. Global warming is just one thing, and you can't really pick a straw that broke the camel's back. All of our choices, mine included, have contributed to this, but it's time to listen, because, she's always working to balance things out, and she's working with us. She ain't working against us. She wants us to thrive. Look at a system that we built for good. Mainly, this is in the United States, talking about United States and their healthcare. We spend in this country $11 trillion on healthcare. $11 trillion is more than the combined GDP of the UK, France, India, and Italy. Their entire country net worth combined, all four of them, does not add up to how much we spend on healthcare every year. So we spend $11 trillion a year to take care of ourselves, right? Healthcare. And we are one of the unhealthiest nations on the planet. This is a place where we spend so much money and energy trying to increase the expectancy, the time, the duration of our lives. but no one is worried about the real quality of their life. So you increase the life expectancy from 50, 60 years old to 80, 90 years old. But what are you doing with your life those last 20, 30 years? A lot of these people just live on medication, in wheelchairs. They can't walk. They can't actually live a fulfilled life because they've been dependent on a system that isn't really worried about health and well-being. It's more worried about, covering up pain and like subduing individuals, keeping them around so they can just kind of contribute to the machines that we dependent on. And then there's poverty. There is no reason that people should be going hungry or thirsty on this planet. She has enough resources when spread equally to be more than abundant for everybody here. As much as they like to make you think that the population increase is a problem, is more about the distribution of resources. Being dependent on these systems that were built that had no regard for the earth, only a human being and his will to not want to die, essentially has us feeding into these systems that focus on a scarce mentality, and there's really never enough. So the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer, because all these systems are built on a mentality that totally ignores the fact that nature is here to provide for all of us. And there's many more examples, but really we're just doing it to ourselves because we've become reliant on systems that totally work against the earth rather than work with the earth and listen to her and realize that she's always been supporting us. If you can reject these limiting beliefs that are all connected to fear and a lack mentality that keep you reliant on a society that totally dominates and ignores the earth and how much abundance is really here, then you will receive all the abundance that you allow yourself to receive, all the resources, all the love that you allow yourself to receive, because she sees you trusting her. She's very conscious of your presence here. You will develop a relationship with her, and you will see she will provide more for you inside and outside of society that you could have ever imagined. You'll see how a lot of your visions, plans, dreams, and hopes for the future were all based around a scarcity lack mentality whenever you were only being influenced by what society has taught you. And when you let go of that and begin to co-create with her, you will have not only an abundance of resources, everything you need to survive, you will have an abundance of inspiration, creativity, and emotional fulfillment that comes from within yourself. So don't be afraid to let go of these limiting beliefs, these social constructs that have you tied down to fear, tied to the system because of fear and lack mentality, when all this abundance is around you. Oh, she rules everything that was built on her. All this concrete, all this bullshit was built on top of her. You don't think she has a say here? What, you playing with me? So don't be afraid to open up to her and allow yourself to receive. You will receive more than you could ever hope for, more than you could ever ask for, because she loves us all so deeply. That's why she put us here. You know what I'm saying? That's why we ain't in the middle of an ice age right now. That's why we was able to grow crops, and that's why we was able to have families and children, and experience love. I think I'm gonna end it there. The bugs getting loud out here. It's getting nighttime, but thank you for listening to me. If you watched to the end, I fuck with you heavy. I love you. Peace. Be blessed.